York at the home of the Knicks. It's the NBA. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, we'll be hearing from shortly. You look at the Bulls. On paper, you'd give them the edge, but of course they're not taking anything for granted. They'll look to come out strong and prove they're the better team. And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end to come out on top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Guys?
Thank you, David. And with some time here tonight, we'll explore a question that's been a hot topic for a while now in the NBA. Steve, do you feel the NBA should do something to prevent a heck of whoever strategy that can slow down, bog down these games?
You know, I think I don't want to take it away. If you're a bad free throw shooter and you're playing, you got to use the rule. But I think the rule has to come where it's not slowing down the game. I think, well, you get to a certain number, 2 shots and the ball. I think that'll change the way teams play the heck of whoever.
It's not pleasing to watch. I get the strategy. I appreciate the strategy, but visually, it's tough to watch.
It is, but some of these guys, you got to get in the gym and start knocking down some free throws. Start working on it.
Good point. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. They've got Taj Gibson, D-Wade out there with Michael Carter-Williams. Then there's Jimmy Butler, and it's Lopez in at the center. And for Carmelo Anthony, one thing that he doesn't get enough credit for is, Greg, his rebound.
Yeah, and Melo's never been a bad rebounder, but in the past few seasons, you can see he's emphasized that more active in terms of closing out on possessions, has a great base and wide shoulders to secure position on the box out.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Noah has a little bit of a different release on his jump shot, and that's the reason why he drew the foul.
First free throw is good. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
You know, it's been a long time coming to be able to say this, but I'm starting to sense some hope and optimism with this Knicks basketball team. I mean, they're in a good spot financially. They're going to have flexibility in terms of filling out that roster. And then you've got a core of young talent that is exciting the fan base and which you can build around.
Wade kicks to Carter-Williams. Clock at 6. Lee with the steal. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Lopez against Noah. Out to Anthony. And we're about 1.5 minutes into the first quarter. Back to Noah. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Noah's got 5.
Great focus by Noah. Also tracked that rebound down, caught it, and scored.
Wade dishes to Carter-Williams. Lopez passes to Carter-Williams. Gibson setting the pick for Carter-Williams. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Lee kicks to Rose. 4 seconds left. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Mix up defensively, left him wide open from mid-range. That's a shot he needs to hit.
And so the first quarter is in the books. And catching up with Porzingis, he spoke with us about his rude introductions.
Definitely wasn't a good feeling when you get booed at the draft. But with all the hard work I did and all the sacrifices and all the stuff that was going on, and I pushed through it, and I was able to win the fans over.
Yeah, Knicks fans really gave it to Porzingis, and most of them hadn't even seen him play.
And it was unfair, but that's sports. You know, who knows? Maybe it motivated him to prove people wrong. He's been tougher than a lot of people thought, and that's, you know, you got to tip your hat to him.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, they were in total lockdown mode there. Can they keep it up for their entire game? It remains to be seen.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for Chicago right now, McDermott and Mirotic, the sharpshooting forwards. Grant is out there with Valentine. And it's Felicio in at the 5, down low. Here's Jennings. 9 points last game. Shot clock at 5. Here's Holiday. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock. Holiday's got the lead up to 7 now for the Knicks. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Poke loose. And here we go. Fast break. Jennings has got it. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Oh, my, I didn't know he had the crossover in his bag of tricks. Now, I've seen it all.
Both teams will make substitutions. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
76% on the season from the foul line.
Jennings no good on the free throw. And with the Bulls, there are so many great moments to choose from. But in your view, Steve, what do you think is the defining moment for this Bulls franchise?
From a playing standpoint, you can't help but think of when Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot to win the finals over Byron Russell. First title over the Lakers was right up there too, but that was the biggest one for me.
Yeah, full court, man-to-man defense here.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
Starting. Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
They never let them get into any sort of comfort zone. And because of that, they were out of sorts all game long.
And New York making a change here. Rose is checked in. Robin Lopez is checked in for Chicago. Out to Lee. Looking for Anthony. And gets it there. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Anthony's got his first 2 points.
Playing smart offensively in the first half. No doubt about it.
That's what they do. They find the high percentage shots, and they nail them.
3 seconds left. Not going to go that time. And we've reached halftime in this one.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, friends and neighbors, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They lead by 11. Shaq, give me your take.
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. That part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. You got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
That concludes our halftime presentation.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You have to like what you're seeing so far from Joakim Noah.
I guess you could say his performance transcends the stat sheet.
It's been a masterful game by him so far. He's been a revelation.
Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Noah in at the center, filling out the middle. They're the group for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. Here's Anthony.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Rose, good.
Very aggressive Derrick Rose. So efficient on how he attacks the hoop.
We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Wade dishes to Carter Williams. Gibson with the screen on Rose. Got a piece of it. Porzingis with the steal. And again, New York running the court in transition. Here's Anthony. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Pass to Butler. Shot left block. Count that one.
Nice effort from Butler in the paint. Really using his length down low.
The Knicks leading by 15. 40 seconds left in the third. Now Rose. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. 4 on the shot clock. Noah, and finished off by Noah.
That's a superb bounce pass to get his teammate a good look.
Bulls trailed by 17. Carter Williams, the pass to Wade. Porzingis with the block.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
I think you're right, but so often we see teams who aren't thinking about it.
And Anthony gets it to go.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
Wade with it, tipped away. Lee with the steal. He gets it up. No good. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Smitty is an NBA veteran. What were some of the things you missed the least about playing on the road?
Just trying to fill time. You know, after shoot around, you get finished around 12, and then sometimes the game is not until 7, so you don't have that much time. But those days off, everybody's at work, and you're just roaming around the city.
Yeah.
You got to really get close to your teammates, do some things like going to the movies, having dinner, and basically getting your rest.
Routine's a big deal, isn't it?
It is, and obviously the one good thing you can do is get into the weight room and work on your body on the off time and give your body some rest.
Taking a look at the Bulls, Grant and Butler team up at the guard spots. McDermott and Mirotic, the sharpshooting forwards. And it's Felicio in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Take a look at the Bulls roster now. A lot of young talent versus veterans they had in the past. Not a lot of these guys you see as superstars, but I think a lot of them will be starters in their careers.
Valentine's checked in for the Bulls. And as you said, Smitty, Bulls have done such a great job replenishing their youth. Guys like Mirotic and McDermott have stepped up and look promising in a big way for them.
Give a lot of credit to the front office for going out and finding these players in the draft or trading for them. Bulls have made the most of their picks in the mid and late rounds, and it's why they remain competitive.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Knicks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with one game left against this squad. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Kristaps Porzingis.
Tonight we saw the character and personality he plays with. He was part of just about everything that was going on out there. You can't find any weak spots in the game he played here. He was doing it all.
Valentine's shot, good.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
They just waited too long. If they could have just made this run a little bit earlier, they could have been in the game. But now this game is out of reach.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 6 to shoot. Noah kicks to Porzingis. Good, and a nice assist from Noah.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
They did. Fantastic run here to really put this game to bed.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.